Why is 45 hours the standard work week now? I'm interviewing all over the place. And multiple times. I've heard that their standard work week is 45 hours. When did this happen? I work to live, and not live to work. It's none of their business what's going on in my personal life. Except that I want a personal life. Then I hear that they pay more because of these hours. You know what? I want fewer hours and I will take less pay. It's not insane to want that. Besides, I know that I'll get more done in a 37-hour work week than in a 45 work week. When I consistently work 9-hour days, I either get distracted for about 3 hours, or I'm completely exhausted. Dolly Parton had a song called 9 to 5 Inches that talked about starting work at 9, getting a lunch in there, and leaving at 5. That's long gone. Unions brought us the 8 hours workday. And when unions went, so slowly went their gains. Blue-collar unions helped non-union white-collar jobs, too, because employers were forced to be more competitive. We lost 95 when we lost the unions. The standard work week should be 35 hours. I started a new job last week. So far they seem amazed, shocked when I take lunch and when I tell them I'm leaving at 5. Don't care. I'm standing my ground and working my 40. No more. We'll see how it shakes out. The greed of corporate overlords. They have such increased productivity. But it's still not enough. It will never be enough for them. Reagan removed the health of the labor market as valid grounds for pursuing antitrust action. It sadly took a global pandemic for my company to realize if you're paid for a 40-hour work week, that's all you should be working. Thanks COVID. Person shrugging. I work 40 and not a moment more. There's no OT. And I'm not donating my personal time to the company. I've been told at my job the expected time per week is 4,550 hours. Even though I work these hours, I am still expected to take a 1/2 a vacation day if I leave 4 hours early. We're getting robbed. The unpaid mandatory lunch in the middle of the day is the worst. Had a job like this about 5 years ago. Would tell them straight up I usually just snack at lunch at my desk and will keep working, but they still had me clock out for a whole hour and work 86. In all of my agreements for salaried jobs, it's been noted that the terms are based on a 40-hour week. If that's in the contract, that's the agreement. 44 hours is a work week where I live, and many employers require a heck of a lot more. But I mean, most professional type jobs around here are still 85 with a half-hour unpaid and 2 paid 15s for 45 hours total. I assumed this was because we had a 44-hour work week though. Is this changing even in areas with overtime wages and 40-hour work weeks? Union member here and I work 35 hours a week and get an unpaid hour lunch from 121 p.m. 8:30 p.m. to 4:30, and I never get any calls or texts outside of those hours. I have a great union, but not all are created equally. I worked for a Dr. Pepper Snapple Group distributor, which was a union job. Our shop steward was the ex-husband of the HR person and used the union credit card to remodel his ex's wife bathroom. His son worked in the same position as me and was non-union, even though the union was required at the time, and got paid double everyone else. Then the business tried to bust us and get us to vote out the union after the steward got arrested for embezzlement, and when that didn't work, shut the business down and sold the territory to a local non-union distributor and took an ownership interest in the non-union business. My last 2 jobs have been 37.5 work week. Standard for everyone. ISTG, those 2.5 hours save my mental health. I don't take any job unless it states I will work at least 30 hours. I work more if I want to. Most places expect you on the clock 85, but you have an hour break for lunch built in. So you're at work 45 hours but work bill 40 hours. Big fan of the compressed work week. 42 hours a week average over 3.5 days, but you get 7 hours breaks over the 3.5 days and are paid for the breaks. So you only work 35 hours but get paid for the full 42. Union mandated 37.5 per hour per week here. If you are allowed to work more, they pay X 1.5 overtime. My contract says 37.5 with no overtime allowed. Who do you work for and what is your union? Because they give you a lunch hour as a perk, but don't pay you for it. 40 hours is still full time. So you are expected to work 8 hours a day, plus 1 for lunch. Sleight of hand. The 40-hour work week was associated with 95 plus a 1-hour lunch break plus breaks. That's 35 hours of work a week plus 5 hours of breaks during the day. However, it was assumed that those breaks were still part of the 40-hour work week because you were giving your time to the company. But because it was called 40-hour work week, white-collar companies started to treat breaks as non-work. So it could really be 40 hours. Thus, it became 85, or 96, or 8:30 to 5:30. 8 hours of work and 1 hour break. Is that an unpaid hour?
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.